Some days, it feels like we're all carrying something fragile. A little box of worries we're trying not to drop. You check the contents in the morning and the usual elements are there. Uncertainty, a heavy sense of responsibility, and a lingering feeling that there is something not quite right with the world. And you think, okay, where do I even begin to unpack all of this? This year I had many days, maybe even weeks, that felt exactly like carrying around a heavy box of feelings. I'm looking for a job, which means financial insecurity and a lot of rejection. I'm often alone, and add to this a few small hiccups here and there, and Houston, we got a problem. Actually, Houston, we got a lot of problems. But there are a few things that help me keep it together. They make up my survival kit, and I really want to share it with you. It's a simple list of unsponsored things that are completely free that help me feel better when my heart feels a little fragile. And today I thought we could unpack it together. I mean, my survival kit, not my emotional baggage. Maybe a little bit of both, who knows? I left home, which is Poland, when I was 19, and then I lived a bit all over the place. UK, Ireland, Spain, France, which I realize is a massive privilege, and I'm grateful for every single place that I have called home. But also, I don't have friends or family in one place. I haven't had for the past 12 years. And you would think that having long-distance friendships and relationships for so many years now would make me a good online communicator. Nope. Like a cat that leaves a lizard at your doorstep as a gift, I drop memes into people's DMs. And that can get very lonely at times, especially when people are way too busy to respond to my memes. For the longest time, I couldn't figure out why I feel so disconnected. And then I had a realization, maybe it's obvious for a lot of people, but it wasn't obvious to me, that 5 minutes of calling someone gives me a better sense of connection than texting for 1 hour. And there's actual research on this, which says that people who communicate vocally have better sense of empathy and closeness. And it's because of something called vocal synchrony. You see, even when we don't see one another, but we talk and we hear each other's voice, we unconsciously match the rhythm and pace of our speech to be in tune, which gives us this feeling of being in sync and builds closeness.
Oh, that's awkward. You never call me.
Well, the house isn't big enough. Plus, I really put a lot of effort into your daily selection of memes and reels that I then make you watch in the evening together with me on the couch, so...
Yeah, I don't have time for this.
But I feel like we're quite in tune because we then watch it together.
Yeah, that's the best part of my day.
Same. It was actually my best friend from Poland who helped me get over my fear of phone calls and voice notes. Well, actually, I'm still bad when it comes to voice notes, but I'm getting better. But the whole experience made me realize that before I had a sensation of being connected, being always online, always in each other's DMs, but it was very surface level. I did not actually know how people felt. And the same for me, like I did not feel connected at all. And now with my best friend, we make sure to have at least one proper catch-up every month. And then obviously we still exchange short messages and memes here and there. But we do make space for this proper, meaningful communication. And I really felt that I needed it. I sometimes feel like I'm carrying a bucket of water that's filled to the brim and I'm trying so hard not to spill it all day long. I'm trying not to get annoyed when I work, I'm trying not to show when I'm hurt or sad, I'm hiding away tiredness or pain. I'm holding it all bottled up for as long as I can. When you think of it, our body has inborn ways of expressing all emotions and coping with them. A sigh of relief, shouting in distress, shaking, trembling, there are so many. And most of them not socially acceptable. To breathe loudly, let alone sigh or shout next to strangers would be weird to say the least. All this built up tension and emotions, it has to go somewhere, right? And I realized it so well during my yoga class when our teacher asked us, always the first thing in the class, to make this very loud sigh. Like, Do it with me. I'm going to have Cuddle do it as well so that you feel more comfortable. Okay, 1, 2, 3. It feels really good.
I hate it.
At first, I was one of those people who were like, I'm just going to pretend that I do it. Or I did it very, very quietly, but now it's my favorite thing and I can't imagine skipping it. I'm really looking forward to that thing. And strangely, I think Andrew Huberman spoke about something similar. It was called physiological sigh. And it's an exercise that helps you reset your nervous system or helps you feel more at ease when you're anxious or stressed. It goes like this. You have to inhale, and then without exhaling, inhale again, and then you release. So inhale. And I think it's something that we almost automatically do as kids when we are upset or crying, arguing with someone. We go like, and it helps. It really does. And yeah, obviously now I don't walk around the street making funny noises, or I don't do that on the tube. But it is one of the first things that I do in the morning or after a long day when I come home.
I think you're pretty shy about it still.
No, I'm not anymore. I'm doing it on YouTube now for everybody to see, so I'm not shy anymore. So now I will do it all the time. All the time. Growing up, things have not always been easy, and conflict was not uncommon, which made me somehow extremely conflict-averse as an adult. In relationships where there was a potential for conflict, I always chose to say nothing, to say what I was expected to say, or just wait it out. In friendships, I would camouflage. I would do things I did not feel like doing, or go to places I could not afford, just to avoid any confrontation or the risk of losing someone. But that level of people-pleasing is not only self-sabotage, it's also deceitful to others because you never truly show who you are and what you want. Slowly, you give up custody of your own life. There were already a few times in my life when I decided that I will stop people-pleasing, and that involved me being a bit more assertive, a bit more true to myself, but only to the extent that would not upset anyone. Like, I would say no to going out on a Friday night if I was tired, or when somebody asked, do you want tea or coffee? I would say, can I have tea, please? Instead of saying, whatever you're having.
Typical Daria.
And then I heard Florence Pugh say something. And by the way, I love Florence Pugh. She said, when you stop people pleasing, people stop being pleased. And that was really eye-opening for me.
What do you mean by that?
When you stop ignoring your own happiness and going out of your way to make everybody else comfortable, some people are not really happy with that because it's not to their advantage. There will be people who benefit from your kindness that borders on self-destruction, people who benefit from your lack of boundaries. I realized that people who expect me to go against my values and people who don't care if I'm happy or if I'm comfortable, those people don't deserve to be the backbone of my life, and they will not be there for me in the long term anyway, so why should I adjust my life to make them happy? And of course, at first, it wasn't easy to lose people in my life or to make somebody disappointed or displeased, but on the other side of that, you will find people who will care whether you are happy or not. You will find true friends, and it's actually going to be easy once you start acting according to your needs and your values, so it gets better. I'm one of those people who are fueled by music. I have a study playlist, a workout playlist, a morning coffee playlist, a reading playlist, you get it. Can you imagine the pain of going for a 2-week trip and leaving behind your earphones? This is what happened to me this year. I struggled so much during the first days. And then it clicked. I realized that my addiction to music, podcasts, and other forms of media is my coping mechanism for my ADHD and anxiety. I'm highly sensitive, I'm overwhelmed, and yet despite all of this, or maybe because of this, I never sit in silence with my own thoughts. There's always some background noise, a podcast, news, music, something that tells me what to think or feel. Distraction, a filler, fluff, dopamine, always on 24/7. I was trying to drown out my own mind because it felt like an easy solution. But in fact, it made me exhausted. Turns out there's a good scientific reason for why it felt so weird at first to force myself into silence, but so satisfying in the long term. Just 2 minutes of silence every day already lowers our blood pressure and cortisol levels. Silence helps us activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps us relax.
I'm not sure what cortisol is, but I've
The
heard.
stress hormones, they're going down.
Oh, yeah. For stress, I've heard that classical music is good for you.
Well, the study said that even when you compare classical music to silence, silence is better for you. But it's just one study, I'm sure it's debatable. But still, when we listen to music, it's more like Kendrick Lamar and Taco Hemingway, not Vivaldi and Chopin, so...
True, fair enough.
So we already know 2 minutes of silence every day is good for you. What about 2 hours? 2 hours of silence daily can lead to the creation of new neurons in the hippocampus, which is not a campus for hippos, but a region of brain that's responsible for memory formation and emotional management, so very important. And yeah, the first run without music was painful, and it's not like, now I never listen to the music, far from it, but I'm not so afraid of silence anymore. I'm learning to enjoy it. I'm trying to find more space for it. And sometimes when I run in the park, I can hear the birds, which feels very healing, I have to say. Sometimes it feels like I'm always waiting for some form of divine intervention to turn my life around. A job offer, a better opportunity, better weather, a letter from Hogwarts that got lost in the mail. The idea is my life will get better and so will my mental health. But I'm beginning to realize that unless I learn how to feel grounded and at ease right now, I may never get that feeling. I can't always be waiting for some perfect future where everything falls into place because, sad as it may sound, that future may never come. Life will always present its own unique set of challenges, bigger or smaller. I know I will probably never be immune to its ups and downs, but I also know even small things make a difference. Calling my friend who lives thousands of miles away, letting a deep sigh at the end of a long day, not over-explaining my life choices to judgmental family members, or just sitting for a moment in silence. It's in those small things that I find little pockets of strength and joy that help me carry on. I hope they help you do the same.